Hi everyone, September 2021 is here. And for the Taurians, this month starts with a little bit of a heavy feeling in your heart. So throughout the entire month or on particular days or let's say on certain weeks of the entire month, you might experience a feeling of heaviness in your heart. Now this is because there could have been incidents happening which may have made you realize that certain things are not meant for you. Certain jobs are not meant for you, certain relationships are not meant for you. Some things are really not meant for you. Now, there's a very deep possibility that you would have been very heavily invested in that. Be it a relationship, be it a thought, be it a possibility, or anything on which you have worked very hard for a very long time. And this is the month which will bring you to a final realization that all those years of hard work or all those possibilities are not eventually going to fructify, and that now you need to choose a different path of your life. You could have already made this choice, but then practically doing it is going to be a little bit tough on you emotionally, and this is exactly the month of walking away from something which is not concrete towards investing yourself in something which eventually in the future is going to prove concrete. So this month is going to be about that journey, and the journey will be pretty smooth physically, but emotionally, uninvesting in yourself in something that you thought would happen and then investing in something which is pretty new, which is not that open in your heart, is going to be tough. Moving on to the area of your work. So for people who have been expecting some good news at your workplace, let's say, for example, people in the service sector and service industry, there is a chance that if you have already applied for a job, you might actually receive a job offer, a job letter, or you might receive that call asking you to come in for an appointment. Basically, it is a month for receiving good news on the job front. Let's say you're already in a job, and if you're expecting some kind of a promotional offer or some appraisals, you could be assured that this is a month where you will be appreciated for your work and you will feel very happy about it. For people who are self-employed and into your independent businesses, this month brings you good news on the trade front. There might be a new opportunity on the horizon. So be mindful and do pick it up. For the artisans and people who are into arts, you will find that this month your creativity will be literally blooming and at its best. You might literally be flooded with a lot of creative ideas, exceptional creative ideas. And the cards suggest that for a safer side, do write it down, because for the creative people, creativity would literally flow or keep flowing throughout this entire month. So it would be wise to jot down those ideas just in case you should forget them. So for a safer side, do write it down. Moving on to the area of finances. Now, this month is going to be a very important month for the Taurians when it comes to the matters of finances. So till now, you might be having certain ideas of how finances should be earned, how should be they spent, how they should be invested. You could have been fixed in your ideas in the matters of finances. But there is a heavy chance that in this month, certain events would happen or realizations may dawn on you in such a way that you will completely grow out of your existing ideas of earning, spending, and saving your finances. Let's say, for example, you are a person who believes that one doesn't really need enough money to live in this world. Idealism is enough, and that if one is self satisfied, money should really not be a problem. If you are of this mindset, you might actually face some incidents, or you might hear of such news for this entire month in such a way that you might actually start changing those ideas. You may now begin to realize that money is something in today's world, and that you will have to really work hard and build up yourself in order to make yourself more financially strong than you actually think you are. Another example would be, let's say you are someone who really believes that financial abundance is absolutely important and it is the priority in your life. You might actually be faced with such incidents in your life which might actually change your thinking and make you come down to the fact that probably everything is not all about money. So, whichever way it goes, this month is certainly a month which is going to bring about a lot of change in the way you look at finances. There is also a very deep possibility that the profession that you were earning from till right now somehow does not hold any importance for you anymore. You might realize that if you are into a particular profession which was very financially viable and very income giving, in the coming years you will actually anticipate that your current profession is no longer viable for the kind of financial abundance that you want or you expect. So there is also a possibility that because of the finances, you might want to start off thinking of shifting your profession from, let's say, A to B. This is a month of thinking, and this is a month where you will realize that, let's say, the profession A in which you're working is not so financially feasible as much as profession B or C or D. And you may now start toying with the idea of, what if I make the shift? So there's a deep possibility that you might not actually make that shift in this month, but even the basic thought of what if I shift from A to B or C or D will actually come into your mind in this particular month. Moving on to the area of relationships. Now this is a month where the Taurians particularly need to be very mindful about their relationships. The problem being is that in this month, you might be in a situation where the balance in your relationship will be pretty disturbed. Now, when I say and talk about balance, it means it could be on a physical, mental, emotional, but particularly a financial one. If I have to explain it, it would be in such a situation, let's say, for example, in case of a married couple, let's say you and your wife were earning money. And in an instance that, let's say, there is kind of a disparity or a difference between the incomes. Let's say you earn more and the wife earns less, or let's say the wife earns more and you earn less. So what is going to happen is there is going to be an added pressure or responsibility which is going to be felt by one person in the relationship. So one person in the relationship will feel that physically, mentally, emotionally, but particularly financially, the person is overburdened, and that the other person in the relationship is not sharing the responsibility. So the balance in a relationship is going to be kind of hurt because one person will feel the load and the pressure more than the other in the relationship. In this month, what you could actually do, not only with your spouse, but also with the people in your family, is consciously ask them if they need help. Consciously ask them as to, are they feeling overburdened in the relationship or in the family because of something, and is it something that you can do to actually help them? If you do this consciously, you would be actually doing a very good thing to your own people. because there are possibilities that someone is just being burdened and not being speaking about it. So if you be mindful and talk to people about it, there is a possibility that you will land up helping your people more and balancing your relationships in that manner. So be mindful about what you speak, be mindful about helping your people for this entire month, and your relationships will be much more smoother in this month. Health-wise, this is an absolutely beautiful month for the Taurians. If in case you have decided to really pay attention to your health and do something very decisively towards your physical well-being, this is actually a month to kickstart off anything nice that of your choice that you would want to do for your own body. In general, the energy levels would be very nice for the month of September 2021. The karmic tip for the Taurians for this month is to see to it that you pay special attention to your physical agility and speed. It is a month where you will find that things are happening very smoothly but also fast. It could be a little bit difficult for you to keep up with the pace because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, there will be kind of an emotional turmoil in your mind, in your heart. So you might feel mentally or emotionally low, while physically things will be very demanding for you in this month. There will be a lot of activities for you to do in this month, and when you're pulled apart physically and emotionally in two different directions, this space will be very difficult to catch up with. You might find it physically difficult to catch up with the speed at which things need to be done. So a very important karmic tip for the Taurians for this month is to learn to be quick and swift. Also, if you have decided that your destination is B and not A, no matter how heavy it feels in your heart, try to it that you take it sportingly and concentrate your physical, mental and emotional energies very consciously towards your final decision. That's all, folks, for the Taurians for this month. Please stay happy, stay blessed, be kind and keep ever evolving. And thank you so much for giving me your valuable time. Thank you.